This is Ryan Watches a Movie, where we get our friend Ryan to watch a movie and tell us what he thought.
Going balls out in the lumberyard, watching the Grunion crawl Magi. If you're listening to this, don't even waste your time.
Hello and welcome to Ryan Watches a Movie. This is episode number 109. My name is Adam. With me today, I'm joined by Kevin. How are you, Kevin?
I'm doing all right.
And we're also joined by Ryan. How are you, sir?
Yep.
Yep.
Can't even bother to answer anymore.
Well, I called him earlier today just to make sure he knew we were going to be recording and everything. And how did you answer the phone, Ryan? You go, "What do you want?"
What do you?
What do you want? I was like, wow, okay. What movie do we have you watch this week?
Shortbus.
Wait, what? What was that?
Shortbus. I can't even say it without laughing. Oh, God. Yeah, so we had him watch Shortbus. This came out in 2006. Picked this in honor of Nymphomaniac Volume 2 hitting theaters. I wanted to pick another kind of sexually provocative movie this week.
Man.
Well, this certainly was it.
Yeah, this definitely is it. It's written and directed by John Cameron Mitchell. The synopsis says, a group of New Yorkers caught up in their romantic sexual milieu converge at an underground salon infamous for its blend of art, music, politics, and carnality.
Oh, man, carnality.
Ryan, why don't you tell us a little bit about Shortbus?
Well, the first 5 minutes of the movie, you not only see a dick numerous times, but you see someone ejaculating in their mouth. In their own mouth. It's one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen. And it took all I had not to turn the movie off at that point. Because that's really gross.
Yeah.
And throughout the movie, there are also a plethora of penis, some vaginas, and a lot of threesomes involving dudes, which is also kind of gross to watch.
So what's the movie about? We know that there's people ejaculating in their own mouths, threesomes. What's it about?
From what I took from it, there's 3 different groups of people, and they all have some sort of relationship problem. There's a girl and a guy, a dominatrix, and 2 guys. And they all have their relationship problem, and they all converge at this underground layer, I'll call it. And they converge and talk to each other and watch the various orgies that are happening, and they kind of get over their problems.
Yeah. So like it's like separate stories with different characters that are kind of interwoven with each other, right?
Yeah.
It's sort of like the other movie we had you watch, Autoerotic, the Adam Weingart one.
Yeah.
Although,
Like the woman, the man and woman, the woman's a sex therapist, and she helps the 2 guys in their problems, and the dominatrix helps her with problems. And it's just they all work together, sort of.
no, they're all helping each other.
Yeah, I guess.
Just helping each other. I remember the one girl, the Asian girl, she couldn't have an orgasm. That was her thing, right?
Yep.
Because I just remember the one scene when she finally did, and how graphic I remember the scene being, and just being like, wow, okay.
Is it a powerful moment?
It is a powerful moment for everyone involved.
The scene where she's laying in the I don't even know what they're called. The water floaty box thing. I don't know what it's called.
The water floaty box thing.
They're at like a relaxation spa,
Okay.
and they're talking, and they're in like this big wooden container that's filled.
Yeah, you know what those are, Kevin. They're like sensory deprivation chambers
Oh, okay,
where
okay.
it's like completely dark and it just has water in it and
I
you
gotcha.
just float in the water.
And they start talking, and that scene's pretty funny. And throughout the movie, there's some funny moments, but it's vastly overshadowed by all the dick
Mm.
and ejaculation and all that uncool stuff.
Isn't there a scene where it shows a dude taking a bath and he pees in the bath? Or
Um,
is that a different movie? I might be thinking of.
if there is, I don't remember that. And I'm glad I don't remember that if I don't remember.
Must have been
Now
a different movie. I've seen a lot of fucked up movies.
it's yeah. I'm curious to know what film that's from.
It was probably a movie like this where it was just about sex, because I remember it was a scene and it was a gay guy and he was in the bathtub and they cut to his penis floating in the water and he starts peeing and
No, that was this movie.
that's what I thought.
Now that you said that, it reminds me.
Oh my.
That's what I thought.
There's peeing and ejaculating in their own mouth.
Yeah, and it's real too. That's the other fun thing.
It's absolutely not
Uh,
at all.
you haven't.
Do they show full penetration in this? I don't remember.
I think there might be a couple split second fully on.
Split second penetration.
Yes.
Now you've also seen Larry Clark's Ken Park.
Yes.
Which one did you find to be more graphic?
Probably. I'm gonna say this one.
Really?
Probably because I don't remember Ken Park that much. Because I saw it a long time ago.
I still find Ken Park to be like the most, because this movie, it is very graphic, but it's a comedy, so it's done in a more lighthearted way. Whereas Ken Park, all those scenes were like extremely disturbing.
The only thing I remember from Ken Park is lifting weights
Yep, I'm not
and
kidding.
and them talking about Huxley at the very end. That's all I remember from that movie.
I remember when the girl spit in the guy's mouth,
Now
which
that you're
was really
saying
gross.
I remember.
I remember the giant orgy at the end of the movie where it was like the two dudes and the one girl. I guess it wasn't a giant orgy, it was a threesome, but I remember I remember that scene being like, wow, because the kids looked so young, and it was like that was like full on penetration. That was just a porn at the end of that movie.
That's what gets me on that. All the kids and how young they look.
No,
And I remember the scene where the dude was choking himself on the doorknob with the belt and jerking off, and they showed it in like slow motion. And then he went and killed his grandparents.
I feel as though I need to rewatch Ken Park, but at the same time,
No, you don't.
no, because I don't remember any of that.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I'm not gonna watch that.
No, I wouldn't watch it. It's definitely not something I ever want to experience again.
He's made like one decent movie, I would say. Larry Clark.
Yeah, well, actually, What's Up Rockers was good. You should check that one out.
All right.
Because that one's, it's normal. It's like a normal movie. It's not anything really fucked up and horrible.
Okay. All right.
Kids.
Well, back to Shortbus. The only thing I know about Shortbus, besides the unsimulated sex, is the soundtrack, which is done by Yola Tango.
The soundtrack was pretty, the music I heard was pretty, it sounded like it should be in a movie that no one wants to watch.
So the soundtrack outshined the actual movie.
Yes.
Well, that's good to hear.
Well, let's talk about the director, John Cameron Mitchell. Now, Ryan, you probably know him from from Kids. from Girls, the show Girls. He was the boss of Lena Dunham's character Hannah for a time. Remember the one storyline where he was like this big online film, or not online, I don't know what he was, journalist or something, storyteller.
Online storyteller.
And he hired her to write for his site.
Yeah, and he
And
did.
they died. Well,
die.
yeah, I don't know if
Whoa,
that's
whoa, whoa,
a spoiler.
whoa, whoa, whoa. Holy shit. Oh, you just fucking ruined Girls for me. The show that I was never going to watch.
Like you're ever going to watch
It's
that.
it's not a bit. That's not a big.
No, they didn't make a big deal of it in the show.
Oh,
But yeah, that's the guy. But he also did Hedwig and the Angry Inch.
and Rabbit Hole. Don't forget Rabbit Hole, which is
Rabbit Hole?
the only movie I saw by him.
With
With
I
Nicole
didn't see that one.
Kidman, Aaron Eckhart.
I heard it was terrible.
It was all right.
Oh no! I'm sorry. I was thinking of something else. I think Nicole Kidman had another movie that came out around that time. The one with I think Nicolas Cage was in it.
Ooh.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Trespass.
That's probably why it was terrible, isn't it?
Yeah, I was thinking of Trespass. No, I haven't seen Rabbit Hole. I did see Hedwig and the Angry Inch, and I hated it.
Mm.
But
Mm.
I don't like musicals, so
Musicals are awful.
yeah. He also did an episode of Nurse Jackie. I guess he has a new series coming out called Happy-ish.
Ish.
Ray Donovan.
Ray Donovan. He wrote that animated short, Seraph, that was directed by Dash Shaw. Remember we saw that last year? The one that used the music for Zigguros. You would probably have to see it.
I vaguely remember that.
I think that's how everyone feels.
Was that during a time where we saw like a whole bunch?
Yeah, we saw everything like
shorts?
black metal and
Yeah, that was like what, the Sundance shorts?
yeah,
Was it?
yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing like a ton of those all at once. So what were your overall thoughts on Shortbus? Did you like it?
I didn't like it. I mean, it was funny, but there's way too much wiener and ejaculating in the mouth. Come on. I can't. That's fuck gross. And the fact that it's real makes it even more gross.
Once again, the way he's describing it, I just imagine people like reclining and relaxing and ejaculating into their own mouths. Like it's just an hour and a half of that.
Kevin, I'll explain to you exactly what happened. He was on a wall upside down, and he used the wall to bend himself over and ejaculate over in his mouth.
But how many times did this happen?
It happened once right at the beginning of the movie.
Okay, well, you're just the way that you said it earlier is you're
It's just an entire movie of a dude just jerking off into his mouth every half hour.
And he films it, which you understand at the end why he films it. But when you see it, you're like, holy shit, that guy just filmed himself jerking off at his
also it comes full circle. Sorta.
I mean,
You know what
even though I understand it, I still think it's cool.
I feel like there were a lot of movies that had the same kind of like style and tone that came out around this time. Maybe not this time, but like maybe the early 2000s, late 90s even. Like remember Groove? Remember that one about the raves?
Oh yeah.
I loved that movie. I bet I'd hate it now, but back then
I'm sure we would watch it now and it would be absolutely terrible.
they all kind of had the same tone. Like they all felt the same. Where it was like a bunch of young 20-somethings. They all have their own problems and their own story, and then they converge at the club. or like wherever.
They're just trying to find their place, man.
So, Ryan, would you have liked the movie more if it just didn't have as much ejaculating penis?
Probably, yeah.
It
Hmm.
seems like that's the thing that we can ask him for every movie.
But
Would
see,
you have liked this better if there was less penis?
I think that sometimes you find penises to be funny. So, like, I'm just wondering where the cutoff is from funny to gross.
when it's used in a funny manner.
Now,
Like,
some could
when
say that watching somebody jerk off into their own mouth is pretty funny.
the,
I would like to know who would say that. Who would
those
say that?
people need to be punched in the face. Um, like in Holbass, when Owen Wilson gets CPR while they got the really small penis. And he's beside the guy with the huge penis. That made me laugh.
Okay, so what if in this movie the guy that was jerking off into his own mouth had a really really tiny penis?
No,
Would it be
no,
funnier then?
the mouth jerk needs to go away totally.
Okay, what if it was just him, just a shot of him just jerking off regular, no ejaculation, no in the mouth stuff? Would it be funny then?
It wouldn't be funny. I'd probably have less of a problem with it, but
For
it wouldn't be funny.
I
for
love that
some
we're just
reason,
I
because
love that we're just trying to figure out what is funny for Ryan,
yeah,
penis wise.
I'm trying to gauge, I'm trying to create a scale here.
I feel as though we should make an infographic,
For
just like
some reason,
breaking it down.
I was just reminded of it made me think about a funny jerk off scene, and it made me think of Happiness when Philip Seymour Hoffman.
That's weird because it made me think of the exact same thing.
Like, I think that's a funny. It's still gross. It's extremely gross,
Yes, correct.
especially what happens with it, and it's shocking. But when you go back and listen to that or watch it now, it's so funny. The stuff he says.
Oh my. Oh goodness.
All right. Any final thoughts before I give you your drum roll, Ryan?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like you haven't said a whole lot about it other than the penis
I,
stuff.
I was gonna say it. Like the only thing I really know about this movie is someone jerks off into their own mouth. That's all. That's
there's
all I know.
the scenes where there's three dudes at once in a threesome. That part's like not pretty gross too. I was not a fan of it, but I also understand sort of why that happened.
That was part of the story.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm. Okay.
I
Like,
just want to say this sounds terrible. This sounds
It,
god awful.
I was actually yesterday. I sat down and I was like, what? Were there any really funny parts about this? And the only thing I can think of is when they're in that chamber, and that part made me laugh, but nothing else really did. When the one guy, they call the one guy Kath instead of Seth. His name is spelled Cethh. And they call him Kath. And that's funny.
that's funny.
You trying to spell that was funny.
It is kind
Probably
of funny.
funnier than anything that happens in this movie.
I
This movie just
remember.
it to me it just sounds like there's no reason for it to exist.
Yeah, I mean, I remember it not being very good. Like, I remember not laughing at all and just being. It's one of those movies where it feels like it's being provocative just for the sake of doing it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't really see the point in any of the graphic material that they show, much like a lot of Larry Clark's stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas you can watch Nymphomaniac Volume 1 or 2, and with that stuff, I felt like it had its place.
Yeah,
which I didn't think I would feel that way about Nymphomaniac, but I did.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say that volume one kinda. I mean, I've obviously haven't seen volume two yet, but volume one, that it at first thought I thought it was gonna be a straight porno, but when you watch it, you understand why stuff's happening, and
There's a place for it in the
yeah,
movie. It's not just like pointless like in Short
yeah.
Bus. All right, well, let's give your drum roll. Ryan, what do you give Short Bus?
I'm gonna give this one a 4.
That's a 4 out of 10.
Wow.
Now, did you see the that movie? What's that? The one with Jason Sudeikis, the orgy movie. It's called like Let's Have an Orgy or something.
Oh, good old fashioned orgy?
Good old fashioned orgy. Have either of you seen that one?
I have not.
No,
No.
no.
There's only one funny scene in that movie, and it's when he gets a cramp during sex, and it's
Yes.
I don't even think they're actually having sex, but it's in the trailer, so you can check that out. Now-
My.
Nymphomaniac Volume 2, you haven't seen it, Ryan?
No.
It is out on video on demand now, so you can check that out.
Are you going to check it out, Ryan?
Yeah.
If you already saw
What
the
do you-
first,
Yeah, what did you think
Half.
of the first one? Let's just get a little quick.
Oh, I kind of liked it.
All right.
I mean, I
All
was like,
right.
all right.
I was surprised by that.
I understand the whole like when it was over, I liked it more than I liked it halfway through, if that makes sense.
Not
Because
entirely, but
I understood more of it.
okay.
I see. I think I see what he's saying. Like how I think he's saying that it just fell into place, and after the end, he was able to view it as like an entire package and
Yeah.
appreciate it more.
I gotta say, I'm surprised by that. I didn't think you would like that.
Well, there was
I thought Volume 1 was great.
I did too, but I don't know. I'm just surprised that
Ryan's a
Ron was
Von
into-
Trier fan.
Who
He
knew?
was into Antichrist. Have you seen
Wow.
Melancholia, Ryan? That's probably the only other one I think you would have seen.
no.
Well, I think Von Trier was like a producer, an executive producer or something on Clown, right? He had
Yeah.
something to do with
Yeah.
that.
I think it had something to do with that,
Yeah, I think he was a producer.
yeah. And
So I think
then
he directed one of the episodes or
that's
two
right.
of the
He-
episodes or something like that.
Yeah, he did one of the TV episodes.
that movie made me laugh hysterically.
Yeah, I mean Ryan's got he's got the Von Trier itch.
He's Ryan is cultured. Don't let him fool you.
I have plenty more. We're gonna put that to the test, and I'm gonna give you some more Von Trier, Ryan.
It's just gonna be nothing but Von Trier from here on out. Let's just be honest.
Oh,
The real test will be when we give him Dogville. See if he can get through that.
Get through Dogville and what was the other one? Mandalay?
Yeah, I haven't seen Mandalay, so I can't. But yeah, and I'm sure it's the same. And or I think that he would probably hate what you call it, Dancer in the Dark.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one to give him.
He would probably hate that one.
Oh, that would be great. I'd like that.
I don't really know how you get worse than a close up of a penis ejaculating into someone's own mouth.
Well, it's not worse in that regard.
Unless there's something involving pee-pee.
I just think you'd be bored to death if we gave you Mandalay or Dogville. You'd just be bored to tears. You'd be like, "What the fuck is this that I'm watching?" Because that's what I was like at first. I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Oh, you weren't a fan of Dogville?
It was fine.
Oh.
No, I mean I knew what it was going into it. Like I knew how it was structured. The device, I guess you would call it.
Yeah, I would like to see Ryan respond to that.
I didn't like it because
I think it would be interesting just to see like when it first pops up on the screen. He's just to be in the room there when that happens.
I liked it, but I felt like I was just watching a PBS televised version of a off-Broadway play.
Pretty badass off-Broadway play.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. It didn't.
I loved it. That's a 10 out of 10.
I know you did.
That's a 10 out of 10 for me.
I don't think I'd go 10.
Oh, I
don't know.
did.
I know you did.
I just did. Audibly.
Oh, God. All right.
Keep in mind, my nose is still bleeding.
Nice. Very nice. And apparently now you have the hiccups, too, on top of that.
That was just a singular.
That was just a one hiccup job.
I don't know, man. This nosebleed is affecting everything. It's always a surprise every day.
All right, well, I think that'll wrap it up. Ryan, any final thoughts? Shortbus?
Go ahead.
Quick.
Oh, God. All right. For all the latest film news and reviews, visit us at filmpulse.net. Send us your questions. Podcast at filmpulse.net is the address. We'll be sure to answer them on the show. Follow us on Twitter at filmpulsenet, and be sure to rate us on iTunes. We appreciate that very much. For filmpulse.net, my name is Adam.
And I'm Kevin.
Ryan.
We'll see you on Monday.
I didn't know I could feel how quickly can you get here? Don't know where I am, dear. Finally, the world actually seems to be
Oh, God.
around me. Shooby dooby doo up. I overdid it at the soda shop.
Oh, my God.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Let's get that started. Yeah, Trespass looks terrible.